Pandora friends, my name is Leanne and I'm mad for Pandora. Today I'll be sharing a very special bracelet with you. I really love this bracelet. I don't have an exact name for it, but I sort of call it my vintage forest bracelet. Which I don't know that it's really a forest, it's more like, I don't know, a garden or something like that. But I really love this bracelet. It's been complete for a while now and I thought it's about time I showed it to you. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's definitely a go-to. I even have a couple of green shirts that I wear with it, and it's just so nice to wear. And as you can see, it's got a murano on it, a couple of muranos and a couple of the timber muranos. Well, I don't think they're called muranos, but you know what I mean. They're just really cool. Pretty much everything on this bracelet is really old and hard to find, and you know me, I kind of like it that way. But I do have a couple of very special pieces on here as well that I'll show you. First, I'd like to start with, this is Pandora's beautiful but retired two-tone signature clasp. And when I first got this bracelet on one of the sales a while back, I thought it's going to be really floppy and I'm not going to like it. But it's actually perfect for the bulkier charms. And it's an extremely comfy bracelet. The first thing I'd like to start with is this beautiful safety chain. Now, I didn't buy these when they were in store. It took me a very long time before I decided I have the perfect bracelet for this safety chain. This is called the teardrop safety chain, and it's just really nice. Now, they did bring out oxidized ones at first, and then they ended up having ones without the oxidization, so I didn't like them as much. And of course the quest has always been to find one with the oxidization, and I really love this one. Now, I don't usually finish my bracelets with spaces, but I really like these spaces here, and they help to not have the really chunky bit right at the bottom of my wrist. And they are also a screw-on spacer. So if you're looking for a spacer that has a core in it, these ones are really good for that. They're called twice as nice, and they do come in purple. Of course, this is the perfect color for this bracelet. Now, I do like these. I have more than one pair. They definitely stick out further than some of the spaces. Okay, so this is a very matchy bracelet, so I might just run down keeping it together like this. Now, these are beautiful timber charms, and I did buy these new. And I must say, with the timber ones, you kind of probably want to buy them new, only because you can't soak them in, you know, warm water to clean the cores. Although I do have some tips and stuff for cleaning the inside of charms if you need to. But yeah, they're really nice ones. Now, I actually have these in a little tiny catalogue, and it's called Introducing Wood Beads, and it's a really cool little book. It's very old. Now, I wouldn't have got this new. This was just picked up from a seller at some point. But as you can see, there are a lot of different timber beads, and they did have different shapes. So I probably won't take long enough for you to read it, but I just wanted to show you a few of the designs. So they've actually put a glass murano here, which is virtually the same color as a timber murano, and they've paired that with gold. I think this is really cool. They're not as heavy as the glass muranos. I don't know if you can see in this book, but I thought for the longest time this was a weird mark, but it's actually a tree, and I don't know that the camera's going to pick it up. It's very, very cool. So they did have the different colours. I think this book is really cool. So they've got dark ones and light ones. This one's the one that I've got. So this is the darkest timber. I think that's really cool. And they've also, see the trees actually embossed on here. You might be able to see it a bit better. That's so cool. I went to a lot of trouble to make this little book. And they have a really light one. So I think that's really cool. So after the timber beads, we have beautiful vintage lace charms. Now, a lot of people know these as vintage allure, but they're actually not vintage allure. I've been told by the sales guy that I bought these off. This is vintage lace, and I can see why, like they're just beautiful. Now they are a synthetic spinel, but they were very expensive considering that they weren't natural stones, but they've been around for quite a long time. But yeah, this is one of my favorite collections. I didn't get these cheap either. I could have got them in Rue La La a few years ago, but I didn't. I didn't end up pulling the plug at the time, so sort of had to pay more than I wanted to, but they are beautiful. They are an open work design and they are fairly big. Now these next ones here are really old and hard to get as well, but I did have a seller that I bought these off. So I did manage to pick these up brand new, and I have two sets of these, and they're called Rolled Feather. I just love how beautiful and chunky they are, and just such a classic, beautiful, original type of, you know, shape. You really can't pair it with anything. It's one of those ones where you really need to get two, unless it's going to be at the front like a feature. And these next ones, I bought the last two that the guy had in the shop. Now they're very, very old as well. I remember seeing these in Pandora years ago. I didn't get them back then because A, I wasn't into yellow, but B, I thought they'd be really spiky and uncomfortable, and they're really not. It's actually quite surprising. Now you have to be careful with these ones because my daughter was chasing them as well, and she ended up buying some from a seller, and she actually bought a fake, and I'm like, it's definitely a fake, babe, and she's like, oh, I don't know that it is, and I compared it to mine, and yeah, those went back. But yeah, I got mine for a really good price. But these ones are called Edelweiss, and they are just a yellow CZ. They're really, really beautiful. Okay, now these clips, I've had these in my collection for a very long time. And I bought one pre-loved and one new from the store when they were selling out. And I love these. These have been on multiple bracelets. And they're just some of my favorite clips of all time. These are just called the Daisyfield clip in two-tone. And I found them in one of my books, 2013, so that's a long way back. They're very beautiful. And for all you Murano lovers out there, these are my first real Muranos, you could say, and I did buy them pre-loved as a pair, and they are really, really matchy-matchy, which is great, and they're in perfect condition when I bought them. So I have all you other YouTubers to blame for these, because honestly, between that and Instagram photos and all that, even though I never wanted Muranos, I just didn't like them. I didn't like how bulky they were or anything. I just loved every design that these were ever in, so I just had to have them, and I found them for a really good price for the pair, and I bought them, and I have never looked back because I love them. So thank you to everybody who influenced me. Doesn't mean I'm rushing out to buy a whole bunch more Muranos, but no, I really love these ones. They are called the Wildflower Murano, and they do have cubic zirconia in the glass, which is really cool. You can see it right in there. But no, I love them so much. Okay, now this one here is one of my few birthday blooms that aren't on my family bracelet. But this month is actually the month of my dog Bundy's birthday, so it is quite special being August. But I loved it so much more on this bracelet that I kept it on this bracelet. And this charm here is very special because my youngest daughter wanted to buy me something for my birthday. So I said to her, oh, I really like the koala. I actually gave her a choice of a couple of different things, and yeah, so she bought me this. He is so cute. He's got little CZs in his ears. And if you've looked at my Instagram pictures, I do have this when the koalas, when we had the big fires in Australia down south, I did do a little post of this on my O pendant. So he's just gorgeous, and I really like him. And he hangs upside down, which is cool because it sort of faces me and stuff when he's on my arm. And this beautiful dangle that I have here is a Peridot. So I really love this. And it goes perfectly with this bracelet. So it's called the Forest Trinity. And it's got a little bird, which is so cute. And it's got a little leaf. Probably why I call it my forest bracelet, because that's what this charm is called. But yeah, I really, really love this bracelet so much. I'll pause for a moment and pop it on my arm so you can see it. Okay, so this is the bracelet on my arm. So that's just so nice, and it sits like, I like that it's snug on my arm, but it's also soft, so it's not like digging into me or anything. And then I've got my other bracelets, and got my beautiful Essence open bangle here. Now this is a size 2, so I do prefer the size 1, but this one's got up my arm further, and I love the charms that I've picked because they go so well with this bracelet. And on my other arm I've put my Reflections bracelet on. So I don't wear this a great deal because most of the time I have a glove on that hand, so it doesn't get a lot of wear. Oftentimes I have to stick everything on one arm. These are the rings that I'm wearing with it. So this is the vintage lace ring. Now you would have seen it before, I have shown it before, and it's a size 56. I don't get to wear it all the time though, unfortunately. This one here is called the Rising Star ring, and it is a 2-tone ring, and it's got the 14 karat gold around a diamond, and it's 0.01 carat of diamonds. And on this hand I have the 2-tone laurel leaves, and it's got the 14 karat gold 2 leaves, and this was from Koala. I love this one because we never got this one in Australia, so the fact that I was able to get it sent over to me, I was really excited about that because I absolutely love it. And then the two rings that I've got here stacked is the Peridot, and this is one of the Birthday Blooms rings, and it also goes with the charm. And this one here is a really old one, and it's called Smoky Quartz. I don't know if it actually has a name. I'll just pop it off because you might not have seen this one. Yeah, it's just a smoky quartz, but it has a really wide beaded ring. It's really quite chunky. At first I didn't really like it because I got it with a bulk purchase off a lady, and I sort of wasn't intending to keep it, but when I put the wood beads on my bracelet, I thought this is the perfect ring, and it stacks really well. So then the rest of the set, I have beautiful earrings. Now I did buy these and the pendant off a lady on eBay after years of not getting them. They were available when I used to buy stuff from Pandora originally, but they were always so expensive. And I missed out on getting them on Koala because I thought if I start buying the set, even though it was still reasonably expensive, and I had a very small budget back then, so I didn't want to start buying something and not be able to complete it. And also I thought to myself, because they're a synthetic spinel, I thought, is it really worth the money? But they are so beautiful and they've done such a great job. and it has the 14 carat there around the edges with the stone sitting in it. And I really love these. These look really good on me. They're a really good size, and I've just got them on the beaded hooks. They're a little bit oxidized, which is nice. So I was really thrilled to finally get them, probably about maybe about 6 months ago now. And then I have the beautiful pendant. So I got the earrings and the pendant off one lady, and I already had the chain, which I was going to sell this chain originally because I've had it for a long time and haven't really had anything that suited being on it because it's quite chunky. But I really think it goes really well with this. So it's just a chain. I think this one's 70 centimeters by memory. That's the S-lock. If you watch my video on the big book that I did, it shows the S-lock. So it's just a really cool concept of being able to join a whole bunch of necklaces together, or you can just have one and you can change the charm that you have on it if you want to show it or not show it, because you can have this down your shoulder a bit so you can show the charm. So that's the set that I have, and then I have these beautiful little earrings. Now these are so rare that I saw them, I bought them. They honestly, they were really dirty and it took me ages to clean them, but I sterilized them heaps. But they're a little diamond, and they're called Kerry's Diamond Studs, and they're super duper old, and it's 0.02 carats of diamonds. And I love the little beaded pattern. Super old, like I said, I've never seen them for sale before or after when I bought them. But I love when you put it with the beaded hooks, how it just picks up. And then if you also compare it to this beautiful ring, beaded pattern picks up as well. So I think they make a really good stud for this set. But I do have this set in the book. This is one of my really old books. As you can see, Vintage Lace Collection. You've got the beautiful earring pendants. You can put any hook on you want. There's studs there which are round. And you can see the prices, like it was not a cheap set at all. Like $179 for the studs. $199 for the ring, so this beautiful ring. The charms were $99 each, and the pendant was $259. And the earrings $299. So yeah, it was a very expensive set. And I wouldn't say I got any of the sets super cheap, but I definitely knew I wanted it, so it was worth what I paid, but I didn't pay as much as that. So can pay off waiting and getting something pre-loved, as long as you don't mind getting something pre-loved. But no, I really love this set, and like I said, it's actually one of my favorite sets. Now I did manage to find these earrings in one of my daughter's old books, This is a really, really old book. It's got matching sets in it. So this one here is the earrings. That's the code if you want to try and look it up. But yeah, it actually matches this set here. See, that ring does go with that set as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing my collection, and it's been a while. I've been wanting to show you this one for quite a while now, but I'm really happy with the way it's going, and I don't think I'm going to plan on changing any of it, which is great. It's very complete, and yeah, happy to be able to share it finally. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.